Do you want to develop your own photography style but don't really know where to begin? In this video, I'm going to show you the roadmap how I found my really individual photography style, and I'm going to explain to you how you can do the same. If you want to learn more about creative photography and how to build your creative business, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video each Thursday. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how you can find your individual photography style in only 5 steps. And just a little bit of a background story. I started with photography 7 years ago, and right at the beginning I unconsciously adapted these 5 steps, and I found my photography style really quickly, as I was only taking like 1 or 2 months and I didn't take any photos before that. So it was really quick and really precise. So I had a really precise photography style already right at the beginning. But after a couple of years, like 3 or 4 years, I didn't really feel the photography style anymore, and I wanted to shift my photography a little bit into a different direction. So I actually analyzed how I did it right at the beginning, and I adapted exactly these 5 steps one more time and found my new colorful surreal photography style. And just a quick info before I start, I actually have a whole Skillshare class about this topic where I give you a lot more insights, and I'm gonna go through this process with you step by step. I actually also created a workbook where you can answer a lot of really necessary questions that really help you to define your style and to describe your style. If you are interested in that, you can check out the course in the link below, and if you don't have Skillshare yet, you can get from another link 1 month for free, which is really awesome. So you can actually basically watch my course for free. So now back to the steps. The first thing you need to do to find your photography style is make a mood board of the images you really love. I usually use Pinterest, as it's really easy to find really nice images, and you can also create new boards. So it's really easy to just make a collection of all the images you love. And I would recommend you to take a couple of hours, or at least 1 hour, to actually search through Pinterest. You can search for keywords such as René Magritte or surrealism, or you can just basically look through the images and look underneath the ones you really like, as similar images will be recommended to you by Pinterest. If you have a good amount of images in your board you really love, I would recommend you to look through all of the images again and select the 5 favorite images of yours, and then maybe place them next to each other and see what they have in common. Analyze them and write it down. This already helps you to get a better insight in what you are actually interested in, and helps you to sharpen your eye for the second step, which is challenging yourself for a whole week. So what I did right at the beginning when I was starting with photography is I challenged myself to shoot at least 2 new photos a day, which was obviously a lot of work, but I made it happen, and I went out every day. I found new motives, new ideas every day, and it really helped me to develop my style. So what I would recommend to you is that you at least go out and shoot with your camera every day. You don't have to shoot a new image every day, but please go out and just look for new ideas. And what it will do is it will help you to actually find out what you love. Do you love to shoot people? Do you love to shoot buildings? Do you love to shoot objects? Do you love to shoot abstract thingies? What actually do you love? Do you love street photography? Do you think about concepts, interesting photo concepts you can do at different locations? So you will actually know after this 1 week what you're interested in, as you will walk different routes every day, which I will also really recommend to you. You will find a lot of locations which will eventually spark an idea in your head, and you will have a lot of ideas what you want to shoot after this whole week. The third step is mostly interesting for photographers who wants to shoot pictures in color, so no black and white photographers, which is finding your color palette. And the reason why this is really important is that a good photography style or a good portfolio actually has one thing in common, and it is the color which you use. So you use similar colors in the photos, and that actually makes a body of work and makes the whole portfolio look really nicely. So if you think about your color palette at the beginning, it makes it really much easier to find locations, as you already have in mind, oh, I have a pinkish tone in my color palette, and this building is pink, this would really nicely fit to my portfolio. Or you're actually looking for some clothes which you want to wear, or your model should wear in a photo, and you can actually select the colors much more specifically fitting to your portfolio. So finding your color palette can be as easy as just having a color palette in your mind, but you can also look at the photos you already selected in the first step and see what image you like best, what colors you like best in the image, and then you can select them with Adobe Color, which is a really amazing tool, and you can actually see which colors are used in this image, and you can put together your color palette really easily. So the fourth step is actually the most exciting. It is to find new photo concepts and actually shoot them. And the first 3 steps we just discussed are the guidelines for that. So you actually know what kind of photography you love, you have described your photography, you know what color palette you want to use, and you already scouted a couple of locations. So you probably already from the 1 week challenge, where you challenge yourself for 1 week, have a couple of locations and ideas in your mind, and now it's time to actually shoot them. And I actually talk a lot more in detail in my Skillshare class how I find new photo ideas, how I use the first 3 steps to actually come up with brand new photo ideas, and how they actually fit my visionary style which I want to achieve. But basically the first 3 steps are the borders, which help you to find a cool concept within these guidelines, and also of course the colors will really help you, as you know what kind of clothes you need, as they should fit to your color palette, what kind of background you need, location, etc. And the 5th step is actually not really the 5th step, as you can place it anywhere in between these steps, but it is to find and develop new techniques. No style is ever static, and if it is, it gets boring pretty soon. So every photographer develops their style further and further with time, even though you don't realize it as a viewer really in detail. But if you're a photographer, you should develop your style further, and how you do it is you try new things, you try new editing techniques, you try new lighting techniques, you try new camera techniques like long exposure, for example. You can try new light sources, you can try to edit with your phone, for example, what I did. So try to develop yourself further, and what will happen eventually is that you define yourself further and further, and it will become more and more your individual style as you try new techniques and you find new techniques which really fit. Maybe some of them don't, but if you develop your style further and try out new techniques, it will become really your individual style. So these are the 5 steps how I found my photography style right at the beginning of my photography journey, and how I found my other photography style a couple of years ago, like this colorful surrealistic style which I have right now. And if you're interested, as I already mentioned, you can check out my Skillshare class, as I'm going to explain it much more in detail in this class, and I'm also gonna make this class with you during this class and show you exactly how I'm doing it step by step, how I'm shooting, how I'm editing, etc. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description below. And as always, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I see you next Thursday. Bye!